I mean, you guys know there's no bigger race on the schedule for me than Kansas. It's fun to be able to drive over here. That was it was nice to be able to wake up in the morning and drive to the racetrack, and that car is very fast. Got a really good race car, so this is fun. I like racing here. I'm excited to be able to race one more time on this surface. It's got a lot of character, a lot of bumps. The car slides around a lot. It's really fun. So hopefully the car runs well in the second practice. We can get a good qualifying position. And the last time I saw the weather report, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day on Sunday. So this is as good as it gets for me.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Carl. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start right here with Jordan, go over to David.
Jordan Bianchi, SB Nation. Carl, can you talk about your season? Are you happy with where you're at right now, points-wise, and compared to your teammates?
Well, we'd like to be leading the points right now, but the great thing is that all of our forwards are doing well, and if it weren't for Phoenix and Bristol, which we ran out of fuel at Phoenix, we've gotten that wreck at Bristol, we'd be looking pretty good, and we're still okay. We're fast, we're competitive, and we've got a lot of racing left. So we plan on marching up to the top of the standings throughout the season, and hopefully get a couple of wins as insurance, so that if for some reason we have trouble, we can still be in the chase. But really, right now we need to capitalize on the recent successes of our teammates, and we need to go out and win a race or two. That's what we're focused on, and this would be the ultimate place to do that for me.
Go ahead with your question, David.
David Newton, ESPN.com. I want two questions. The first one, what would you tell NASCAR if they asked you how this track needed to be resurfaced?
I would not resurface this track ever. If I wouldn't resurface tracks ever if it were up to me. I'd patch the holes and keep on running.
Has that hurt the sport that tracks have gone back to start to resurface instead of patching?
I don't know. There are so many different things that NASCAR and our sport has to manage. And I know no one wants to sit through a delay while they fix a hole in the track. No one wants to, those kind of things that have led to some of these repaves. I understand that we have to address those things. So it's just I'm a racer that likes to race on a bumpy, rough, slick racetrack with the cars sliding all over the place, and I mean, that's what I like. So that makes me, they don't even talk to me about any repaving stuff, because I know my answer each time is, I don't care if there's 20-foot long patches of dirt in the middle of the racetrack, I'm happy. So hopefully when they repave this, they will leave some of the bumps. They'll use some sort of pavement that isn't so perfectly smooth and sanitary. That's all I can hope for. But this sport came a long way without my opinion on pavement, and I'm sure that it'll go a long ways.
Another question I had, Greg Biffle sat up here this morning and said the number 99 team is still the number one team at Roush Fenway Racing. First of all, knowing Greg, do you feel like that he believes?
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear.
He said, I'm sorry, Greg sat there today and said the number 99 team is still the number one team at Roush Fenway. Knowing Greg, do you believe that he believes that you guys are number one and he's not?
Right now, Greg's the number one team. The 16 team is. They're leading the points and winning races. So I don't think in terms of who's number one team. I don't think Jack thinks that way. I feel that Greg and Matt have had a huge part in building this team so that guys like myself are able to come in and have success. And, Greg has my respect, his team has my respect, just like everybody in the garage right now. So as to who is the, quote, number one team, I don't know if that's, stay tuned. I could change at any moment, I guess. I don't know how, but I don't think like that.
Go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Alex Scuti, ESPN. Carl, this is sort of following up on that, but when a season starts like this and you have, obviously you're running fairly well, but you have two teammates that are number one, number two in the points like that, is it extra motivation, not that your 99 team's not doing it already, but to, get in the ear, get in the shop of those guys, find out whatever you can? Yeah,
I mean, I think we all get motivated by someone doing well, but especially when it's someone that's got the same equipment as you and the same resources. It shows us and it gives us confidence that we've got our 99 team we've got no excuses. We need to be up there in the points where those guys are. And I believe we will be. I mean, we've proven that all three of these teams are formidable teams almost at any track we go to. Martinsville's still a little bit of a struggle, but I think all the teams are good, and I think we all drive one another. I mean, there's, it's like having a brother. He pushes you. That you compete with the people close to you the most, and I think it's been really healthy at Roush Fenway for the last couple of years, and I'm glad those guys are running well.
Carl, Scott Traylor, Sports Radio 810 WHB, Racing Boys Radio. After losing the championship last year, over the winter, did you take a look back and look at things that you might have been able to do different? And what are some of those things that you would do different going into this season, and as far as chasing the points?
Yeah, that's a really tough question. I've been asked that a lot. We actually sat down and had a meeting, and Jack and Robbie, Bob and I are sitting there, Jack and Robbie, I think Chip Boland was there. We said, hey, let's take stock of our season. What could we have done differently? And I thought, man, it's only 1 point. We could have maybe, and Bob spoke up and said, man, if we had it to do over again, I wouldn't do it. He might have said a curse word or two in there. He said, I wouldn't do a thing differently. He said, we performed the best that we possibly could. We made the right decisions. Those guys, they just did better. And we believe as a team, we went to Homestead with the most pressure I think any of us have ever had. We sat on the pole, led the most laps. We were leading when it started raining. I don't think if we perform like that each time when that pressure is on, we're going to be tough. And I'd say, so looking back with a realistic, objective look at it, I don't know that we could do much different.
Do you still charge as hard when you're behind the wheel as you did last year? Do you subconsciously, you think about the points when you're out on the track?
No. Right now, I don't think about the points. I mean, other than I know we need to make the chase. So I think in terms of goals. I set goals for myself. The first goal when I get in the race car is to go as fast as I possibly can all the time. But the other goal is that we have to score enough points to make the chase. Once the chase starts, it's a whole different ball game. And Tony showed us that last year. He showed us that, hey, you get yourself in there, you can make something happen. So that's the way I'm thinking. But whether it's right or wrong, I've done a really good job personally of looking at last season and saying, hey, I'm proud of how we performed. I mean, I cannot express to you guys how much I wish it would have gone our way. I can't say it in words how much I wanted to win that. But I also am a realist, and I know that, hey, sometimes things don't work out like you want. But you better not let yourself get down about it. You better, move forward. And that's what I've worked on, and I think I feel like we have more confidence as a team, and we're better than ever because we know we can do it. We just got to go do it.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Karen, then go over to Jeff.
Hi, Carl.
Hey.
Karen Kornacki, KNBC TV. You always talk about how much it would mean to win here, but so does the guy who just stepped out of here. And it's he's wondering who it's going to happen for first.
Yeah.
He's kind of liking the way his season's going. So number one, does it get stronger the more it hasn't happened yet? I mean, do you have that desire more to win here? And two, do you want to do it before him? Is that another top priority?
Let me put it this way. If Clint and I are side by side going down the back straightaway on the last lap, it's going to be an exciting turns 3 and 4. Neither one of us might win because I guarantee you we want to. Both of us came from similar backgrounds. I think we both look at this sport the same way, and it would be huge for either one of us. But you are right. There's an amount of competition between us going all the way back to Moberly, Missouri, when Clint was driving Scott's car. We want to beat each other. I'm sure that if one of us were to win, the other guy were to finish second here, it'd take a long time for the second place guy to live that one down. There'd be I'll do everything I can to beat Clint.
We'll take our next question from Jeff, then come back up here to Claire.
He's still mad because he thinks my motor wasn't legal, which I don't think it was. But hell, I didn't build the motor. I just showed up. Your guys' car was pretty nice. It was a good battle.
And your motor was pretty nice.
Yeah.